What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and tonight I've got some football focus. A very quick football focus as we're dealing with a pretty intense thunderstorm outside, which might cut the power to this video. It's been flooding out here in Pittsburgh, storming, and it's extremely hot, and I can't run any ACs right now while I'm recording. So while I sweat, I wanted to bring you guys the Steelers versus Eagles preseason week 2 game. It's the first preseason game for most teams. It's Pittsburgh's second preseason game because of the Cowboys Hall of Fame game, and we got a chance to see a lot more guys back in the rotation, healthy. Got a big lineup tonight. Lots of guys played. Pittsburgh wins the game 24-16, rallies from a 16-7 first half deficit, comes out, scores 17 unanswered points in the second half. Biggest stat you need to know, second half first downs. Pittsburgh 18 second half first downs, Philadelphia 0. In the third quarter, Philadelphia only had 8 yards total offense. Pittsburgh dominates the second half, and really it starts when Dwayne Haskins comes into the game, but I will get to that in a second. Mason Rudolph started the game at quarterback, and this was, in my opinion, the best I've seen him look at all, ever. He wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but he was the best that I've seen him look. He threw a deep ball down the sidelines that was not a jump ball. He actually had a good undercut route from Diontae Johnson, who came down, had the separation. It was kind of like almost like a fade to the sidelines. Diontae got separation, made the catch, made a move to the back, stayed in bounds. Nice stuff. Good throw there by Mason. Also a nice quick 10-yard slant to Juju, who played a little bit tonight. Got a nice play there. That was a nice rhythm timing throw that Mason made. The rest of it was kind of just dink and dunk, but he was pretty efficient in his time out there. But he still just has kind of happy feet. He's moving around a little bit too much with his feet. He doesn't look like he's settled. But I don't want to criticize too much for dinking and dunking because I'm going to praise Dwayne Haskins for dinking and dunking and throwing dump balls tonight a lot. But Mason, again, 8 for 9 tonight. So pretty efficient. Just one incomplete pass. Played pretty well. But again, nothing special out of him. The offense stalled. Most of that was on 2 offensive holding call penalties. So the offensive line stalled the drive twice. But when Mason was in there, no points scored. The offense kind of kept stalling out. It was kind of a one-dimensional offense, even though Mason was hitting his throws tonight. It didn't seem like it had life to it. And once Haskins got in there, things picked up once again, just like they did last week. So final stats again, Mason Rudolph 8 for 9, 77 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Played okay, but nothing special numbers-wise for the offense. They weren't producing any points. Dwayne Haskins had the best night at quarterback out of the 3. 16 for 22, 161 yards, 1 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Haskins overall, by far and away the best. As soon as he came in, I think he led 3 or 4 consecutive scoring drives when he was in there. I think Pittsburgh scored a touchdown or at least points every time he was in there, except for the end of the half when they kneeled down on the ball. He came down and led 2 quick touchdowns, both of which were, I think, rushing touchdowns, and then also threw a nice touchdown pass, which was he got the defense off sides on a snap count. He got them to jump off sides. He hiked the ball quickly like Ben does all the time. He used his feet to get out of the pocket to avoid the rush and threw a wide open pass to the back of the end zone to, I think it was Anthony Johnson on that. Having a hard time breathing, so excuse me, it's too hot in this kitchen. So Haskins to Johnson for the first passing touchdown of the game. And Haskins overall, most of what he did was dink and dunk. He got a nice dump pass to Jalen Samuels down the field on 3rd down, who broke a tackle and got a first down on his accord. Had the really, like I said, the nice touchdown on the improv play to Johnson. Again, 16 completions, 161 yards, so averaging just over 10 yards per completion. A lot of it was finding guys sitting down in the zone. He would step back, do a 3 to 5 step drop, find either like Rico, Bussie a lot, or he was finding a lot of Cody White sitting down in the zone, quick dump passes. He did try to force one pass in there that was deflected, almost intercepted because the guy jumped the route pretty well. Other than that one throw, it was a very efficient, easy flow game for Haskins. He didn't run around as much, but they did use his feet to get outside the pocket. He used it on the touchdown pass. Several times they ran a lot of bootlegs and booted the entire offensive line out so that he could have room to throw. And the times that he was called to throw downfield, he threw downfield well. He was pretty solid in this game. Got a couple throws downfield toward the end of his run and did pretty well on that. So 16 for 22, had a touchdown, no turnovers. You got to feel pretty good about what Haskins is doing in there. Again, I know this is the second week in a row that he was conservative, but he was efficient. He was converting third downs. He was leading scoring drives. Those are things that Mason has not done in the preseason or his previous time starting in the NFL. In my opinion, it is blown away the fact that Haskins is our number 2 quarterback on this team. Twice in a row, they've started Rudolph with the starting team here since Ben's not going to play much in the preseason. But in their minds, Rudolph is still the number 2. But in my mind, it is far and away Haskins. Haskins far and away outplayed Rudolph now in the second consecutive game, in my opinion. Josh Dobbs came in 5 for 6, 30 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. He was fine. Had a couple throws to make up for his stuff late, but on the first series he came out, he tried to force a ball really bad, threw into like triple coverage. I don't know what he was seeing there. He tried to squeeze a ball in when the guy was covered by the floating linebacker and the corner. So really bad read on that one. Other than that, he came back and played pretty well, was 5 for 5 for 30 yards in the rest of it, but he was playing in fourth quarter garbage time, and considering that Mason played well tonight and Haskins played very well, I think Dobbs is going to wind up being the odd man out on this team. I would personally like to see Ben, Haskins, and Dobbs as your 3 quarterbacks in that order. But that's probably not going to happen considering Mason's on the last year of his rookie deal. They got his option, so Dobbs didn't play terribly well tonight. Running backs across the board played very well. The running game was our strongest point tonight. We got to see a lot of guys. Benny Snell may wind up losing out by being injured. I think he's going to make the roster, obviously, but I think he's losing ground and he's losing a lot of hype behind a bunch of guys that are playing well. Najee Harris came in tonight, played well again, had 2 beautiful first down runs, both called back by holding penalties that were away from the ball or late bad calls. So 2 nice, really long runs for Najee Harris that were called back. Had 2 different catches out of the backfield as well. He tried to hurdle a guy at one point, got tackled on it, but leapt up and did a nice hurdle. Najee is just playing lights out right now. He's looking really, really good. He looks spry on his feet. He's pushing past guys. He's extending plays. He took several 2 or 3 yard runs into 6 or 7 yard runs in this game. He's a strong runner. He's a good receiver. He's good on third down. I just love Najee Harris. Second good game in a row for him. Best game so far that I've seen in the career of Anthony McFarland. I like what he did tonight a lot. He was getting open, making guys miss. He was showing some of what Matt Canada wants to use out of him in the regular season. I think he had a catch as well. Again, just making guys miss, finding holes. One of his runs was called back as well. But really did a nice job, in my opinion, of being the scat back, the fast guy with the quick feet that can make guys miss. He had a nice touchdown in this game where he was stuffed at the line of scrimmage, kept his balance, stayed on his feet, bounced to the outside, and got the touchdown. He looked really nimble today. He was breaking more tackles than usual. He was finishing runs. I like what he did today. The best running back of the day in this game is going to surprise you guys a lot. Jalen Samuels had an excellent game, in my opinion. I think he had about 48 rushing yards and also about 20 yards receiving. Really solid stuff. He came in and played most of this game in the backup role. They definitely had, Najee started briefly. They had McFarland playing kind of 2/3. Samuels kind of came in as the third running back and played very, very well. 2 really nice first downs up the middle. He looked faster than he usually has. He had that. There was like a 3rd and 15 play that he caught a 5-yard ball, broke a tackle, and went downfield for the first down. He's always been a solid tackle breaker. That's been his best, most effective usage. He's always been a solid pass-catching running back who breaks tackles. That's his strength. He did that in this game on a nice 3rd down conversion. He also was running up the middle very hard. He was finding creases, considering he doesn't usually do that. He got in the end zone on a nice 3-yard pound up the middle touchdown, nice resilient run. He was just converting a lot of 3rd downs. He was running hard, much like Kalen Ballage was last week. Ballage didn't get to play. He was hurt tonight. So Snell and Ballage both were out, which gave Samuels a lot more playing time, and he really took advantage of it. Again, converting 3rd downs, running hard, getting the touchdown. I like what Samuels did out of the backfield all night. 2 other guys that came in the fourth quarter that both just recently got signed in the last 7 to 10 days, if not sooner, were, where are we? Let me check my notes here. Tony Brooks James, who did some kick returning duty as well. He was on the practice squad 1 or 2 years, several years ago. Didn't make the team, but played in preseason for us a couple years ago. Got signed a couple days ago. Played pretty well in this game. Really kind of ran hard and kept the time possession with the Steelers for that third/fourth string team when they came in. Just kept converting, kept running hard, banging into guys. I like his effort. He's not going to make this team, but he's got a shot at practice squad if he can play this well in the next 2 games. Also, a guy that recently got signed was Peter Guerrero. Just got signed a few days ago. Practiced a little bit this week, barely, in short practices. Ran really hard tonight. Had, I think, like 30 yards rushing. Ran really hard on like 5 or 6 carries, just running guys over. So good to see the practice squad/fourth string team guys running really hard. It was our best rushing performance in general in a while. And seeing all of our running backs, so many guys playing and all playing effectively and all getting their names mentioned is a very good sign for us. Going to wide receiver, Anthony Johnson had that nice scramble touchdown when Haskins made the guys jump off sides. He got open in the back of the end zone, caught the touchdown. Made another nice diving catch for Dobbs where he dove into the ground, pulled the ball up, caught it cleanly. Very nice. He's played pretty well. He's played pretty solid. He's not going to make this team, but again, a shot at practice squad here. The top spots are all locked up, and there's 2 other guys we're looking at for possibly if there's going to be a 6th spot. We have our big 4 plus our returner. So if we're looking at a new returner or maybe a 6th receiver, Rico, Bussie, and Cody White both played well. Cody White was injured, didn't play in the first game. He's been a camp phenom. He's been talked about very strongly as a camp guy. He played his first game for us tonight. Really played solid. Ran some good routes, looked crisp. Caught some nice out routes. Did a couple in and out things. Looked pretty fast. Looked like he had pretty solid hands. Caught a ball by Haskins down toward the goal line. Caught a nice 3rd down conversion going up the sideline from Dobbs. I like what Cody White did here. He's on my radar. Rico, Bussie also made a couple nice catches. A lot of sitting down in the zone, making 5-yard catches, taking a hit, holding on. Did that nicely tonight. He's another guy that we drafted, or I think he was an undrafted free agent out of Hawaii. He's fast. He's got some pedigree, but I don't know what his shots are making this team on, but played pretty well tonight. Defensively, lots of guys to shout out, so I'll do it quickly. Jamir Jones, my goodness. He made a couple plays last week, but not enough to get mentioned from me. There were just so many guys making plays on defense last week. Jamir Jones was all over it today. He was up near the quarterback, getting several hits. He made a couple nice tackles on the running back, breaking off the block. Had a hit that led to the interception by Justin Lane tonight. So he was just pressuring the quarterback all night. Special teams, I think he had two or three tackles in the pile. He was all over the place. Special teams, rushing the quarterback, making tackles on the running back. I like what Jamir Jones did big time tonight. He's someone to look out for now. He might have cemented himself potentially a spot on the lower depth chart. He's still on that fringe bubble, but he played very well tonight. Arthur Millett, again, Arthur Millett came in. I mentioned him last week. I liked last week what he did in coverage, but I mentioned how good he was around the line of scrimmage. He played that again tonight. Around the line of scrimmage, he was very, very good. He got at least 3 tackles on running backs in this system. I don't know about his coverage, but his hitting and his wrapping up have been very good around the line. He's doing a lot of like Terrell Edmonds / kind of what they would have Troy do, kind of coming off the edge, kind of Mike Hilton style. He's physical and he's tackling well around the line. I've been enjoying him 2 games in a row now. 2 guys I'm really liking a lot are our 2 draft picks. One I'm not surprised by and one I am. Quincy Rochet, second consecutive week with a sack. He had a half sack in this game with Loudermilk. He had another big tackle as well off of special teams. He had another one on a running back in this where he came off a block and had a nice spry hit. Quincy Rochet looks fast. He's getting off his blocks. He's tackling running backs, and he's hitting the quarterback a lot. 2 games, 2 sacks, and he's getting several nice hits. And the other one is Isaiah Loudermilk, the guy we traded up to get in the 4th or 5th round in this draft. He looked kind of big and slow. I wasn't sure why we would trade someone to get him. I didn't really believe in that, but he got a lot of pressure tonight. He shared the half sack with Rochet. He got another hit on the quarterback later on in the series, and he got a batted ball like Cam Hayward did. He's looking a lot like Cam, fast, like big guy, but has a motor, and he's getting around the ball, and he's getting his hands up. I like what Loudermilk did tonight, big time. Justin Lane with the interception off of the hit by Jamir Jones. Very nice. It was nice to see him come back. He's been losing a lot of ground to Justin Lane, and there's been talk about him losing ground to like guys like Millett and stuff like that. So it's nice to see him making a big play. It's his first big play of the preseason. Got a bunch of lightning and thunder outside. So good for Justin Lane on the nice pick. Also, Pitts from Woodland Hills, I didn't catch the first name, had a nice fourth quarter interception, jumped the route beautifully and ran it back quite a while and laid a shoulder hit on the guy trying to tackle him. So good local product from Woodland Hills, Pitts, making a nice energy pick and finishing the run. I like to see that. He's got a very low shot of making the team. I don't really know who the guy is, but I was proud to see a local guy making that play. Nice hit, nice pick. Jordan Berry punting the ball. He punted the entire game tonight. There was rumors they were going to have the other guy come in and punt the second half, but he didn't get to punt much. We were scoring touchdowns every single play. So Jordan Berry played very, very well. His punts, I think he had 2 inside the 10 and 3 inside the 20. Pinned them down inside the 10 twice. Good day for Jordan Berry. He needed that. He was losing ground to Harvin big time after Harvin's great first game. So now Harvin's got a great first game, and now Berry's got a great second game. So punting battle is fun to watch right now. Edge still goes to Harvin, but Berry had a really solid game tonight. So lots of guys making plays. Overall, I thought Justin Lane played pretty well. One of the biggest problems with us, especially in the first half with our starters, was the Philadelphia Eagles tight ends eating us alive. Devin Bush got beat deep, I think, by Dallas Goedert. He got beat and ran past for a big gain on a play. Losing the guy's name now. Zach Ertz had several catches on us. The third string, Richard Rodgers, had several catches. Ulysses Gilbert, I think, got beat on one. Devin Bush got beat on one deep one and one shallow one. And Spillane got beat like 4 or 5 times. He's not a good cover guy. He's a good hitter, and he can jump middle routes, sit-down routes, but he's not very good at coverage. That's Devin Bush's biggest weakness and was always my biggest beef with Spillane. And Gilbert hasn't looked much better at it either. They're all fast, and they're all hard hitters, and they're all intelligent, but they have a hard time covering linebackers. It is our biggest weakness is the inside linebackers. Inside linebackers trying to stay with tight ends. I keep saying linebacker. Trying to stay with tight ends. And when you have good tight ends like the Eagles do, you get beat up. And that was their biggest success tonight between Rodgers, Goddard, Ertz, guys like that. The positive to that is the rumor and innuendo that was said during the game, it was talked about on the air and it's been reported, but still not confirmed yet, is that the Steelers traded for the inside linebacker from the Jaguars, veteran Joe Schobert. Joe Schobert is a tackling machine. He's around the ball. He's quick. He knows what he's doing. He's a strong linebacker. He would help fix a lot of our inside linebacker problems. For some reason, we lost Vince Williams to retirement suddenly out of nowhere, and we did not bring back the Williamson from the Jets for some reason. So all of a sudden now you're asking guys who are coming off injuries to play inside linebacker. You got Bush is going to be our main guy, but he's been hurt up until this season. So. Good to see us possibly getting Schobert. That's going to fill our probably single biggest hole on defense. Something else, Cam Sutton struggled a bit on the outside covering the Eagles receivers. I would like to see James Pierre, who played well again tonight, bump on the outside and have Sutton stay on the inside where he's the best. He's one of the better inside corner cover guys. If we have Hayden and Pierre playing well on the outside and Sutton can play at his natural spot on the inside, we're going to be in good shape. So I hope they do that because Sutton struggled a bit on the outside tonight. So those are your notes. Pittsburgh comes out and dominates with 17 points in the second half, 18 first downs to 0. Rallies to win this game 24-16. Who impressed you and who did not? Who's ahead in this quarterback race? Which of these young running backs or wide receivers gave themselves a chance to make the team? And what do you think on defense about our inside linebacker problem and our cornerback and safety depth situation? Tell me in the comments below. Sorry about the heat and the breathing issues. Hope you guys like this new background. I'm trying out some new things to make the videos more pleasing to you guys. I will see you for the next Steeler review. Tell me who you like and who you don't in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Go Steelers. I will see you soon.